Who was Bob Fosse? Bob Fosse was a highly influential American choreographer, director, dancer and filmmaker.
So, where did he train?
He trained at the Frederick Waven Ballet School and the American School of Ballet. And he also studied with Jack Cole, a major influence on Fosse's style, who was a pioneer of theatrical jazz style. And then he also trained with Charles Grass, another teacher who helped shape Fosse's early dance education.
So, what was his stylistic description like?
Fosse's unique blend of influences and innovations set him apart. While other choreographers might focus on balletic grace or pure athleticism, Fosse combined elements of vaudeville, burlesque and social dance with sophisticated understanding of musicality and storytelling. His use of hats and props, the emphasis of individual expressions within a larger ensemble, the way he incorporated subtle gestures to reveal characters' inner thoughts, were all hallmarks of his style. Fosse's choreography was also incredibly detailed, with every hand movement, head tilt, and hip swivel carefully considered to create a specific effect. He was not just creating steps, he was crafting narratives through movement.
What were some of his notable works? Well, first up, Cabaret. Cabaret, the film released in 1972, where Bob Fosse was the director and choreographer. It starred Liza Minnelli, Joel Grey, and Michael York. It won 8 Academy Awards, including Best Director for Fosse. So, what makes it unique? It integrates choreography with cinematic language. For example, Fosse revolutionized the music film genre by making the musical numbers feel like an organic part of the story, not interruptions. Numbers were performed within the diegetic space of the Kit Kat Club, which blurred the line between performance and reality, heightening the sense of political and moral decay in Weimar Germany.
Number 2, Chicago.
Bob Fosse was once again the director and choreographer of Chicago, the stage musical released in 1975. It was hugely successful, and there was a 2002 film adaptation, though Fosse died before these, but it shows his legacy. So what makes it unique? Vaudeville. Fosse used the structure of a vaudeville show to frame each musical number, giving the audience a double-layered perspective. Characters like Roxy and Velma perform their emotions as acts, further emphasizing themes of performance, fame, and media manipulation. It also had minimalist set and lighting. The most original production had a stripped-down design, actors were mostly on stage throughout, and the orchestra was visible. This minimalist approach put focus on the performers and their movements.
Number 3, All That Jazz.
Fosse was the director and co-writer of the 1979 film All That Jazz, starring Roy Scheider as Joe Gideon, Fosse's alter ego. So what makes this one unique? It had meta-theatricality. This is a self-reflexive, surrealist film about the art of a director-choreographer struggling with art, fame, addiction, and mortality. It mixes fantasy, musical numbers, and gritty realism. It also has a non-linear storytelling vibe. Fosse used intercutting between real-life moments, memories, hallucinations, and fantasy musical sequences, a bold departure from traditional musical storytelling.
Public and critical reception. Fosse was seen as a bold, idiosyncratic choreographer/director. He won the Triple Crown in 1973, an Oscar for Cabaret, a Tony for Pippin, and an Emmy for Lisa with a Z, making him as a uniquely versatile artist. His distinctive cinematic style in Cabaret and Sweet Charity, featuring isolated body parts, sharp angles, and cabaret-themed staging, was celebrated as revolutionary. all that jazz. Critics like David Denby accused Fosse of a flamboyant self-focus and megalomania, suggesting the film offered more spectacle than insight.
Wait, where did she go?
Mixed film assessments. While all that jazz was later preserved by the US National Film Registry, some reviewers at the time called it self-indulgent, but the film is that leaves a bad taste. Emotional intensity of working style. Stars like Liza Minnelli describe Fosse as brilliant, but incredibly intense, sometimes pushing actors off balance and into discomfort. Today, Fosse's trademark gestures, turned in knees, hunched shoulders, finger snaps, are synonymous with jazz musical theatre. His choreography is regularly taught, restaged and imitated globally. He is credited with shaping how dance is presented in both stage and screen formats, inspiring figures from Michael Jackson to Beyoncé's Single Ladies. Productions like Bob Fosse's Dancing 2023 revival and Cabaret continue to spotlight his work. The Dancing revival especially leaned on original cast members to reforge his style for new audiences. The FX series Fosse Verdon 2019 re-examined his life and creative partnership with Gwen Verdon, shedding light on his achievements and personal flaws. Retrospectives now address Fosse's controlling, at times sexualized environment. Some reports link his behavior to broader misconduct patterns within his shows. While his professional brilliance is still lauded, critics now more openly discuss his psychological intensity and how it may have contributed to toxic work dynamics, an element muted during his heyday.
Who influenced Bob Fosse? Fred Astaire, a Hollywood icon known for his graceful and elegant dance styles in musicals from the 1930s to the 50s. Fosse admired Astaire's clean lines, musicality, and use of props, especially the cane and the hat. While Astaire was upright and fluid, Fosse added his own twist, inward angles, stylization, and a darker mood. Burlesque and vaudeville. Fosse performed in these entertainment circuits as a teen. Burlesque was often comic and sexually suggestive, while vaudeville was variety-based. These worlds introduced him to sexualized movement, comic timing, and presentational performance styles. He later refined these into something more controlled, angular, and expressive.
And now on to who did Bob Fosse influence? Gwen Verdon, Fosse's muse, wife, and creative partner, an accomplished dancer and actress. He helped her co-create his signature style and preserved it after his death, especially restaging shows and training dancers. For example, Verdon originated roles in Damn Yankees and Sweet Charity and advised the Fosse/Verdon TV series from 2019.
Number 2. Michael Jackson, the king of pop and visual performance innovator. Fosse's influence is clear in Michael Jackson's use of hats, pelvis-driven isolations, and stylized walks. For example, the compare Fosse in The Little Prince from 1974 to Michael Jackson's Billie Jean. The moonwalk and shoulder pops are very similar.
And now onto Bob Fosse's legacy. The transformation of musical theater. Fosse redefined Broadway choreography by making dance a vehicle for storytelling, mood, and character psychology, not just for entertainment. Before Fosse, choreography was often flashy and external, emphasizing group patterns and upbeat showmanship. With Fosse, dance became intimate, ironic, character-driven, and often sexual or cynical. He used minimalism, stillness, slow isolations, and repetition to build tension. Additional to Bob Fosse's legacy, there comes his signature movements, such as the turned-in knees and pigeon toes. These isolations, such as the shoulders, hips, wrists, and fingers. The angular shapes and broken lines,
the pelvic tilts and shoulder rolls, the use of hats, gloves, chairs, and canes as extensions of the body, the controlled stillness. He made awkward stylish and vulnerability powerful.
I don't pop my cork for every guy I see.